Everybody that I talked to can't wait for Whataburger to come. Especially Tim Rencher. I wish I could get Tim Rencher to do an article, or his organization, about the truth of what's going on here. And if you think Whataburger would ever want to deal with Topeka again after the way they got treated here, and really, arm's length, if you look how they treated Sterling Scott, it's shameful. I got to dig up his email he sent me of why he would never pay dues to the Chamber of Commerce again, because Matt Pavarnak never did anything for him because Sterling isn't part of the club. So I sold this shopping center, the leasehold interest, to Sterling in 2001. It was developed by a fellow named Mace Siegel, Rich Cohen, and Dana K. Anderson. And they developed this back in the 60s. And they ground leased this originally because nobody was going to sell land to the New York Jewish boys. So anyway, we bought out a 99-year ground lease when I got Mainline Printing to buy that. So we were able to sell Mainline Printing, that building plus 5 acres, and we had enough money to buy out the original ground lease. But go out and look at the road improvements that are out there and know that a engineering firm from California milked $1 million in fees over a 1-year period and over-designed this. You couldn't even take into consideration of what White Lakes used to be. And if you look at the deterioration of White Lakes from 2004, I used to tell the guy that bought the Sears building and 9 acres of land, you're going to want to buy the rest of that because you're going to want to control it. But what's taking place in the city, it's really a crime to the taxpayers. And the way the economic development money has been treated, and the fact that we have road projects that we all voted for, we can't even pay for them, and we're doing other road projects. Our taxpayer dollars are being mismanaged to a level of it's time to go about it differently. I just watched this federal judge in a corruption case get arrested during the trial, thanks to Pam Bondi and the way Cash Patel are doing business. But it's time to get a public interest attorney involved in the day-to-day practices of Shawnee County, Topeka, Kansas, and Jeddah. And our tax dollars aren't being spent in the best interest of the public, of the taxpayer. So our public interest, I think there's a breach of the fiduciary to the elected officials. So, usually you're supposed to lay in the weeds and not talk about these things and lay the hammer down. But I think it's important that the voters understand there's somebody willing to stand up. And whether you're mayor or not, it doesn't matter. This is something that needs to be done. Because it's not fair. It's not fair for one guy to get $9.5 million, and it's not fair for another guy to owe $8 million, and then have the city council guys just, or everybody, the government just woohoo, you know? Yeah, that Henry's crazy. Yeah, I'm just crazy enough to fix it. Because what's going on here is a breach of trust of the community. I hope they're not taking pot shots. I got to turn my head right at the right time, just like a friend of mine did. On my birthday, July 13th. Isn't that wild? I don't know how we'll ever move this land. A lot to think about here. Henry McClure Live. Let's start thinking what's best for the public interest of the voters of Shawnee County and Topeka, Kansas. Time for change.